we look forward to seeing you guys down at Equip Expo 2023, October 17th through the 20th. Guys, don't forget to use promo code Brian to register and save your guys' self 50% all summer long. Get those tickets ASAP. And by the way, we do earn a little bit of a kickback, and that goes right into supporting the show, supporting the podcast, and the YouTube channel. So thank you guys so much in advance if you happen to use our code. And don't forget to register you and each individual that you got to bring for your team. You got to register each person separately.
You're now listening to the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. Straightforward, no nonsense business advice. Completely unfiltered. Grow your business. Grow your life. Now, here's your host, Brian Fullerton.
All right, guys, welcome to another show of the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. Welcome to who knows what we're going to get into right now. This is going to be a little different kind of an episode. Actually, some of my favorite type of episodes are hanging late night with folks. Some folks you know, some folks you might not know in the industry, but super excited about bringing you guys some more content. And these are like the funny, yuck, hangout kind of jam sessions late night. It's like 10 o'clock at night. We got Paul Jamison here.
Central time.
Eastern time
was 11.
Paul's fighting me here. He's like, I went to bed 2 hours ago. I'm like, oh my God. But what time do you get up? 3:30 in the morning?
Usually 3:30, 4:30.
My gosh. Even the animals are like, go back to bed. Okay. So, but hey, congratulations on your habits and whatever the hell you call that. So that's awesome. So Paul Jamison, welcome to the show. There's an introduction for you. And I love Paul. Paul and I are good buddies, so I can talk to Paul like that. So really quick, let's do a little round table. We're in the hotel at the Embassy Suites in Nebraska. That's about all I know. We rode a Jeep here. That's about all I know. So Paul, we'll start with you, brother. Really quick introductions, and we'll kind of hang out and see what's going on tonight.
Yep. Green Industry Podcast, and good to be here.
Great. Blake, you want to go?
Blake Albertson with B&B Lawn Care. Well, Paul kind of ended it early, so I guess we're supposed to just stop there.
Stop there. I don't want nothing else.
Bedtime, man.
Paul's just like bullet points
I'm
tonight.
not used to Brian's time. He texts me, we'll get lunch in 15 minutes. And an hour later, he's like, I'll be ready in 5.
You told me to meet you at the lobby at 5:45. I was there on the dot, 5:46, so I was a minute
No, I'm
late.
talking about for lunch.
Oh, yeah. Well, I was editing a video. I have a YouTube channel. I have to, feed that machine. So that was exciting. But anyway, that's already too much talking from me because we're bullet points tonight. So Blake,
B&B Lawn Care, YouTube, some kinds
too
of
much. Next.
podcasts. And
I was going to mute his mic at this point.
yeah, there we go.
We lost the audience. It's retention. Every 5 seconds, it has to change scenes, right? Like Mr. Beast video.
Here we go.
And you get the better half.
Natalie Albertson, married to Blake.
Already too much talking. We'll stop her
This will
talking
be a
too.
4-minute podcast.
Okay. So, what's that, Paul?
You guys sponsors?
Sponsors?
I'm just kidding.
I mean, we're 2 minutes in, and that's enough value to add to a commercial break. We do have to pay the bills, but we'll get there eventually, I'm sure. I usually forget to even leave space anymore. Mr. Producer's always like, "Did you leave a bumper in there?" I go, "No, sir. Let's run a pre-roll." And so that's why sometimes you hear the sponsors before you hear the actual introduction of the podcast. But here in Omaha, Nebraska, is it Omaha? Yeah,
Lincoln.
We're in Lincoln. We're going to Exmark tomorrow morning. So you guys probably have seen a bunch of content. I don't know when this podcast is coming out, but we're going to be hanging out at Exmark, right? Shooting some videos and hanging out and get a little plant tour and behind the scenes look. Pretty excited about that, dude.
I'm stoked.
Like, this is what I'm genuinely interested in. Like, I've loved Exmark. Everybody knows I bleed red, and I've used Exmark for, 16, 17 years. And, because of the social media thing, sometimes we do get invited out to different places, all of you guys here, which is really cool. And we've toured Steel together. We've toured Toro together, a bunch of places together. Paul, you've been to the Kohler facilities, bunch of great places. It's fun to check out, but seen one, seen them all. If you ever seen a manufacturing place, you're like, look, dude, it's all the same. They got blow mold things, conveyor belt things, and an assembly line thing. And it's fun, it's cool. But I'm from Detroit. You see that every day. So I don't know if you guys probably get as much of that around here, but Exmark, I'm actually genuinely excited to see the team, the mothership. This is one that this is my dream sponsorship, my dream company to work with, So where are you guys at on that? What do you guys think about getting to see Exmark tomorrow?
Dude, I'm pumped.
Yeah?
I'm excited. I want to get my hands. I like driving the equipment. I like seeing what's new and just kind of
testing it out.
Yeah, and they always have little fun testing areas,
Yeah.
Kind of put it through its paces. I like that.
Watch some engineers sweat.
Yeah.
They get a little squirmy, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. Remember the steel guy?
We're like flooring his Tesla in the parking lot.
Oh, I didn't even mean that. That's Brian.
Oh, sorry.
No, I meant the chainsaw guy with the khaki pants.
Oh,
the lawyer.
Oh yeah,
the legal guy.
He's like, wait.
Oh
Get
yeah,
your glasses on.
Oh yeah, he was crazy. In a good way, I'm sure. He's got a job to do, but that was very intense. And then you and Stanley Dirt Monkey throw cameras in his face and start asking him like a bunch of questions. He's like the last guy on planet Earth that should be on video. You know what I mean? Like he's very, very. We said like his pants were 2 sizes too small. Like very, very tight khaki pants on this man. But he was like steals like counsel. But you know what I'm saying? Like they're like the number one legal guy there. He's like, you can't film it that way. Like your hand's got to be this way or thumb under the loop handle. Remember, he made us delete all of our footage. He was like, you can't even film that like that way. You got to delete that stuff. We can't even have it go out there because like still could get sued. I was like, geez, oh Pete's, man. So like sometimes it's fun, but other times you're like, dude, this is like work. Like, okay, fine, yes sir, you know. But even though they treat you like a royalty, but at the same point, it's like there's a lot of do's and don'ts. So anybody who hasn't been on a company tour, like, you know, have fun, but stay in your lane. They'll kill you.
Well, with Stan, man, it's like we almost got kicked out by going to the bathroom.
Really?
Oh, legit. Somebody was cleaning it, so it like had a barricade thing. Like they pull the tape and it's like closed.
Okay.
He's like, I have to pee. And she's like, well, it's going to be 5 more minutes. He tears down the barricade. He's like, I have to go right now. I'm going. You better not come in here. And this lady's like, are you guys here? Do you work here? He's like, yeah. Oh yeah. She's like, well, I'm going to report you. I'm pulling up cameras. He's like, I had to pee, lady. I'm sorry.
I think I heard this. He's like, we're going to pee in my pants.
You have me over there. I'm like rule book guy. And I'm like, Stan, can I go to the bathroom too right now? Or do I have to wait out in the hallway? I don't want to get reported, bro.
It's a good point. It's like you don't have a badge. You didn't sign up for this, exactly. You know? Corporate America is very different. It's like school days. Remember, you had to like sign out, hall pass, or you know, get the stick with the key and like bring it back. You're like, what am I, a kid?
Dude, she was so like, I was like, wait a second. Who are you reporting me to?
Right.
Wait,
30 years old. Dude, Stanley's like multi-millionaire. Like you brought him in here. Like, what are you doing to this guy? She doesn't know him, obviously. But it's like, dude, that's Stanley there, monkey. Yeah, that was actually that was one of the events where I was walking with Stan to that coast or whatever, like the beach or some coast, and I almost got hit by a car. Some guy backed into us at the exit gate of a parking structure, and the guy like goofed up and started backing up.
Oh, I
like,
remember that.
Literally hit me, like hit and run. And Stanley starts yelling at this guy. He's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, I got knocked on the ground. And Stanley's like, "You just hit him." And I flung, 12 feet because I'm like, 150 pounds back then. And Stanley's like getting all in this guy's grill, some dude from Baltimore, like wherever we're at, Virginia. And Virginia Beach, is that where it's at? Yeah. So Stan starts yelling at this dude, like Midwest style. And I'm like, Stanley, relax. It's okay. I'm fine. And I'm like, Stan's about to like throw down with this dude. I'm like, dude, he's 70. He just didn't see me. It's okay. Stan's like, that's not how you treat people. Don't disrespect people. I was like, oh my God. It was a wild trip. But I totally forgot about the Tesla thing with Brian, where we started doing 0 to 60 drag races in the steel parking lot. Mr. Tight Pants did not like that. Not at all. But I digress.
Dude, when you get Brian and Stan together, you guys were talking like we were in a pool area, just hanging out, like talking shop, right? I don't know. Like we were in like a pool. Some security guy comes up and he's like, "Oh, this area is closed. You guys got to get out of here." And literally 50 minutes later, you guys are like telling him some wild story about literally nothing. Like nothing was true. It was all made up. And I've never laughed that hard in my whole life.
I don't even remember this,
dude. It was.
What were we talking about?
Literally nothing. Like,
were we still in the pool?
No, like we were like in the chairs, like just hanging out.
Oh.
And this guy came up mad and left like an hour later laughing his butt off. So those are always good times. I like trips like this.
Stan's wild like that. Like Stan will mess with people, but he's like such a straight-faced person. I crack pretty quickly. I just start laughing, I'm like, this is so absurd. I can't keep a straight face. But, well, I don't know how that brings us back to Exmark, but
here we are. Yeah. We're excited.
Paul, what are you excited about with tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm excited to see it. I'm very impressed with the culture. Hanging around. I obviously knew Emily for a while, and just meeting so many people. I think the top guy was Darren.
Yeah.
And
he's the VP of the company.
Would have never known. He's like, hey, I'm Darren. And that's a great leader when you don't even know that he's the leader because he just
It's a great point. One of the guys.
Genuinely wanted to know where I'm from, what I do. It was sincere. So very good culture. I like Nebraska. I like traveling and to get to see, this. I guess it's similar to Missouri, but very different. I live in the mountains.
Yeah.
Literally, there's a mountain, Sawney Mountain, in my backyard. You know what I mean? So it's cool to see the flat land and stuff like that. So
yeah, it's very wide open.
I'm excited, and also for a content, short form vertical content, getting you guys on the mowers. Hopefully you'll. Jason's my go-to for viral content, but maybe you guys will have something spectacular for my filming tomorrow.
Hopefully, man.
Jason never lets me down. So
all you gotta do is blast grass at somebody's house or mow the different ways.
Yeah, well, but the thing is, he doesn't notice what he's doing. And one time, like I'm sitting here watching, and I'm thinking that's gonna go viral because he's spraying wet grass on a house.
Yeah,
but I'm thinking, like, does he not know you shouldn't do that? And then one time he's blowing his chickens, like he's just blasting his chickens, and I was like, "Did you do that for the videos?" I didn't even see him. Oh my God. I mean, he does this stuff that's just like you couldn't script it any better. So I'm looking forward to seeing what old Jason's got for my viral.
Don't be surprised if I'm out there with my phone watching Jason. Then, gosh,
yeah.
Nobody's on the mowers tomorrow. We're just all around Jason, like waiting for him to
We're
do
all
something.
podcasting in the corner. Like, don't you guys want to try the mowers? No, we just want to podcast and hang out. We need content. We're hanging out. That's funny. Yeah. Jason perked up today. Rare form. Saw him at like a 4.25 energy level.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a solid 3.5. Admittedly, he'll say that. And we were talking about something, and he perked up, and he was like about to do something. Like he moved forward. It was like physical movements. I'm not kidding. Were you there?
No, I guess not.
Well, is that true?
Oh yeah.
He like sat up in his seat. I was like, Jason, you onto something? And he's like, Brian, I'm feeling something I've never felt before in my life. I'm really excited about a topic here. I want to go back to something you said. I'm like, what's that, Jason? He's like, well, Brian, I don't know, but I don't really care, but I do want to go back to that question. Like he like solidly jumped a half point on the energy scale. It was amazing. I saw it happen.
Yeah. And it's his anniversary tomorrow, 14 years.
Whoa.
Oh, that's awesome.
Celebrating in Beatrice.
Yeah.
Beatrice.
I don't know. Never heard of this place. I mean, I know that's where Exmark is, but I don't know where somebody listening is like, I'm from Beatrice. God bless you, dude. But there's always one guy, he writes me back, hey man, next time you're in Beatrice, let me know. We can do a meetup.
Oh man.
I want to, but like I'm a lot of times we're in and out, myself, you guys included. And I'm literally sometimes when we travel, like for social media stuff, like in and out for 2 hours, or 4 hours. So it's like, I'd love to link up and meet up, but it's just hard. It's not really the lifestyle sometimes that people think.
I was down in Florida with Al Blades, and I just randomly put on my story, hey, we're grabbing lunch at this, and all of a sudden someone DM me hey, you mind if I stop by and say hi to you guys?
That's cool.
And anyway, he just rolls in. I'm talking 2 minutes after.
Oh wow.
Like he saw the post.
Yeah.
Somehow he lived in Florida. He was 2 minutes away. He rolls in. He's like, oh my gosh, Al Blades.
That is pretty dope.
He's like, can I get a picture with you guys? And
if it works, yeah, heck yeah.
It was pretty cool. But it's crazy how people will watch a story or whatever, and you'll be right there.
When it comes to running a lawn and landscape business, there's always something to worry about. Are my drivers and crews doing their job? Are my clients happy? Are my trucks and machines safe? How can I make more money? Where can I save some money? With GPS Track It, you don't have to worry about it, because our software gives you a level of clarity and control over your business that you've never had. From real-time vehicle and asset tracking and optimized routing to efficiency reports and more, reach your fullest business potential. Call 866-845-1410 or visit gpstrackit.com/BrianLM to get started. That phone number and special link are in the show description. GPS Track It.
Natalie, you excited about trying a bunch of mowers tomorrow?
Yeah.
And
I don't ever ride on mowers, so I'm excited to do it.
yeah. I saw you ride the.
Yeah, you got on some mowers last year.
Yeah, I did.
And that Ego.
That Ego was
How
fun.
do you like the Ego? I still have that thing created in my garage.
Man, people
Don't tell that to Ego.
loved it whenever I said hit the gas on a battery-powered mower. That's
really?
like 500 comments of,
You're an idiot.
he just said hit the gas on a battery-powered mower. I didn't even, that was one of those moments like
So
like
this is a
Jason.
Jason Creel moment.
I didn't even think about that. I'm not that far, ahead, right, in my mind.
What the heck does that mean?
But
that far
luckily I
ahead.
said it and it worked and it kind of popped off. So
Did you get some good views or whatever it is? Or
Yeah.
feedback?
And I think it was just
All because of that comment.
because of that comment and battery powered stuff. I think intrigues people.
It was a cool mower.
They sent me
It
one.
was cool.
The steering wheel one.
Yeah.
It does look like really futuristic. How long did it last, by the way?
The battery?
Yeah, or batteries, or I
think
don't know.
it's
Like, what's it rated for? Shout
I
out to
think
Ego.
it's like 50 minutes.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
No, actually, literally, I don't know. For
what
some
answer is
reason that number
it's between 0 and
but
I don't
there's
know.
no way it's 50 minutes.
I thought it said you could mow up to 5 acres on it.
Yeah, it's
That's a
got to be more
stretch.
than 50 minutes.
There's no way. You think so? No, I'm not hating on it.
No, I'm going to look it up
Well,
because
because
I'm curious.
more than likely, I'm going to take it obviously to the new place and maybe mow with it just to put it through its paces.
Yeah, you should test it out because you got like what? How many acres?
It's well, it was 3.35, but with the house and then the barn to be, I'll probably lose an acre, I would imagine, out of all that, like footprint wise.
Yeah, I'd be curious, like how if you can get it done or how many times you can cut it.
If that's the case, and it's $5 to $7 grand mower, how much is that thing worth retail?
Yeah, I think it's like $6,000, and then I think you can buy 2 extra batteries for it.
Is that what
so
it is?
I don't know what the runtime would be.
But there's a lot of people out there that love electric,
Oh, sorry.
like
This
homeowners.
says it cuts up to 2.5 acres with 4 of the batteries.
Okay, so you can get 2
So you
more
can
batteries.
get 2 more batteries, and I think that's where I got the 6.
How many batteries do they ship you?
4.
It comes with 4.
Oh, okay. Wait,
So-
so 2.5 hours with 2 batteries?
No,
Or
acres.
so 2.5 acres
Yeah.
with 2 batteries. So there's
So you
4
could
batteries.
probably do
3 acres.
3.5 acres.
That'd be pretty dope.
Yeah.
Is it a 60-inch deck? I don't know what I'm talking about. You go
It's
right now. What is it? What's it? 42, 44 inch?
yeah, it was like 40 something, I think.
Okay. I do want to try it on the property. I mean, it is
Yeah.
a pretty cool thing.
Yeah.
I saw Alan Hain and Brett Goodyear were demoing theirs. And
Okay.
it looked like for somebody who's a homeowner, DIY, and they want batteries. They're like, I went to Home Depot just the other day, and there had to be no less than 10 different zero turns on the floor that were all battery.
I have one thing to say
Ryobi,
about this.
Toros, Egos, Cubs, everybody had a battery something.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, the Honda, I think, is the last gas-powered push mower at
I think they're
Home
done.
Depot.
No,
and then
they're
they're
done.
done. Yeah, right. So like
Like
after
they're
this
done making
year,
them. Is it this year?
it'll be all battery.
Oh, is
Home
that
Depot-
right? That's what
Home
they're
Depot
doing?
push mowers.
Oh, so they're still going to do battery push mowers?
No, I'm saying the lineup. There's DeWalt, there's Milwaukee, like all go down the line of push mowers.
Okay.
And they're all battery.
Is that right? So there's no more gas ones? Like, what about a Toro like recycler or like a
I don't know. Are they at Home Depot?
Yeah.
I shop at Lowe's.
Yeah, so I don't know.
Sponsorship. Well, I thought because I bought a Toro recycler there once. It was like a $350 mower.
Yeah.
$400 mower. This is way back. It was like 21-inch mower or something like that. And then they had that. What's that
That Greg
$1,000
Chisholm
one?
mower?
Yeah. We bought something like that. It was like the $1,000 one.
Yeah. Time Master.
Time Master.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
I think
Do they still have that? Maybe. Some of you guys listening are like, yes, yelling yes.
I think they do.
Okay. But anyway, I digress.
That's actually a good mower.
Yeah,
Dude,
well, I'm saying we used it. I
It's
did a video.
great year-long mower.
Yeah.
Like I said, it stripes good, it cuts good, but in a commercial setting, it only lasts a year.
I accidentally said that when I was at Toro. I was like, "This is a good throwaway mower," because I heard Geek the Freak say that, and they're sitting there like,
Wow.
I mean, it's made for residential, so when you're out using it every day,
"Right." That's what I meant. You
Yeah.
use it all year commercially. You throw
Yeah.
it to parts for the next year. And I said that to the guys at Toro, like not thinking.
Yeah.
Hey, you're still
Not
getting
the best
invited back, I said nothing, and I don't get an invite.
So one comment I had about the Ego, I said zero turn in there, and people are like, it's got a steering wheel, but it is a zero turn mower.
Okay.
Do you agree or not? You have it. Like you turn the wheel and it spins on a dime like a zero turn. So how would that not be a zero turn mower? Just because it doesn't have sticks.
Oh, like the lap bars?
Yeah.
Or whatever they call them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I get both sides. I mean, it's all good for engagement, I guess, if you're trying to.
Yeah, but
it
I
out
wasn't
there.
even trying. I'm like, it is a zero turn mower. It turns, you can
I had
just
somebody
spin
comment
around.
the other day on one of my videos. They're like, why do you all, there's like some random comment. They're like, it's clearly not like a lawn care follower person. They're like, why do you guys all call these zero turn mowers when all you guys do is 3-point turns? Like,
Bro, do zero turns on a whole yard and tell me if you get that client.
I was
back.
like, well, if I do a zero turn, I would be 180 degrees turned around or 360 degrees turned around. There's only one way to zero turn. I can't like turn back in my own stripe, right? Like that defeats the purpose. Like how would I
or
make
you're
up?
just gonna tear the crap out of the grass.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I wouldn't line up my next lane.
Yeah.
So it was a valid question.
Dude, everybody's correct, bro. Online, everybody is right.
One of my go-to lines is you can be right or you can be rich.
Yeah.
So I just let everybody be right. You know what I mean? So I'm just like, that's fine. You're right, dude. Exactly. 3-point turns or die. Whatever. Thanks for the comment, But
yeah.
I mean, and to be fair, like that's why I see like both sides. I'm like, yeah, that's fair. I'm like, yeah, you're right.
Whatever you say, but like,
whatever.
Yeah, you're good. Whatever.
Yeah, I was some weird person's name like Nat Albert 16. Like I don't know who that is. It's Natalie. Just comment on my video, please. So we're gonna ride 0 turns tomorrow. What do you guys think we're gonna see? Well, hopefully. Well, I think we have to sign some NDAs. I think there is some top secret stuff that we are going to drive. I don't know if that's coming out this year, next year. I don't know. Like whatever. It'd be cool to see. One thing I always like to see when you do come on a trip like this is what are they building this year, 2 years from now, 3 years from now? Because a lot of you guys like that understand product building and whatever. I don't even know what you call it. Like we were at Echo at the UAG thing way back, and somebody had said like they work on chainsaws. And like the lifestyle design of a product was 7 years specifically for chainsaws. And like, they're like, so we're already working on the one releasing, whatever it would have been like for 2025. And I was like, 7 years to like design and build and test and manufacture and source a chainsaw. So like, I remember going to Ed Wright's place and he's like, oh yeah, he showed me and Stan. Remember when we did those mower war videos?
Yeah.
And I visited Ed Wright and he had the Wright Standard B already in there. And what I believe would have been like the Wright ZXT or whatever that big fat one is. That came out a year or two later at Equip. Because like he wouldn't let us go in there. He's like, no, we're working on something big. I mean, what else? He hasn't come out with anything else since then.
Yeah.
So like that video was 4 years ago. I did that with Stan. You know what I mean? That came out 2 years ago, which would have been 2 years later if you worked the math. You know what I mean? So like it is kind of cool to see like what who knows what we can see tomorrow. Some stuff I'm sure we'll be able to show on social, right? But I would imagine there's a bunch of NDA stuff that we got to sign that we can't show for till Equip, maybe if it's revealed or the following year or something.
Something that excites me about Exmark and Emily and Jonathan, if you follow me on Instagram, you probably saw them. They really like take feedback from the users and make those changes, which a lot of companies don't. Like a lot of companies say, we have the mower, we believe it's the best, and that's how it is.
No, they say this is the best mower. You're gonna love it.
Yeah, and like, come on,
like that's biased.
Just listen to the people that are buying the product and using it, and just make little changes. Like we were even showing the Vertex pad, how it's magnetically held in instead of like using spinning something or whatever. It's just pop it off.
Yeah.
And it's like it's just little stuff like that I enjoy. A company just. I mean, that has to cost money to engineer that to, render it or whatever and test it, make sure it works. Like little changes like that make, even if it helps your week by a couple minutes, it's a couple minutes.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, I feel like they've had a really good line of open communication from guys like ourselves that do get to work with them in a semi-regular basis. And then we're small fish. So, I mean, they could take our ideas and throw it out and be like, nah, we got data that says otherwise. And that's fair. But I feel like they've always been that I've worked with them the last 4 or 5 years, been really receptive to that feedback. And it's been really nice. And other brands, like you said, they have not. You and I have both given them some feedback to some brands and we don't work with those brands anymore. Sometimes not by choice. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm thinking about one in particular that you remember I got chewed out at. Remember that?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I kind of like, dude, I was like, I kind of got to get out of here. This is too awkward for me.
There's stories out there that like I can never even share on the podcast. Like I got chewed out once for what, 45 minutes, you think?
All because of basically
I get my opinion
about a machine. And then they were like, no, this machine is awesome.
Yeah.
No matter what you say.
I got roped into a booth for 45 minutes with the senior product manager engineer that tried to convince me for 45 minutes that I was the idiot
after using the machine. Yeah.
I was like, I just disagree. I think you should take my feedback with a grain of salt. Like, he's in khaki pants and a sport coat, and that doesn't mean that he doesn't, know what he's talking about. But I'm like, I got 10,000 hours on mowers, and I've tested them all. And he was it wasn't even like a soft, hey, well, let's explain why we're different. It was you're wrong, I'm right, let me show you. And I don't work with that brand anymore, unfortunately. Because I would like to. They're nice people. And some of that will come full circle, I'm sure. But sometimes those stories can't make it out. You know what I'm saying, Paul?
Yeah, and at dinner, Jamie was asking me, he's like, after everything's done tomorrow, I'm really curious your thoughts. Like, you wanted to know.
You always wonder, what does that really mean, though? You know what I mean? Like, I'll give you my thoughts, but like, am I going to come back here next year?
Yeah, but like, I believe that people that actually want to create the best equipment possible, they wouldn't care if it was negative.
Right.
No,
Like,
he wanted to know.
Because,
exactly.
Because next year's product line,
if not, how do we
10
get better?
years from now,
Yeah.
should be better than today's product.
Yeah.
You know, like, let's roast today's product so you guys can make a better machine in the future.
100%. Yeah. No, it's gonna be good. Natalie, what's your thoughts? You want to add to that?
No.
You also rode that Cub Cadet, by the way, that 960.
I get on them sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you rode on the
slope.
on the auto steer mower.
Oh, yeah.
the
I do
972.
remember
And
that
my
now.
gosh,
At the church?
What a cool machine. Yeah,
Yeah, I do remember. That was cool.
Is that your guys' like content strategy? Throw her on there.
maybe.
Liz one time, she's like, I ain't getting on no stupid mower. I go,
Dude, it's a sweet machine.
yeah, the 972.
Yeah, like with the auto steer.
Yeah, I think it's sweet.
I remember the auto steer. That was a cool one.
The GPS one?
Yeah.
Or is auto steered something different?
No, it's the GPS one.
Yeah. That
Yeah.
thing striped like a beast on my property.
Dude, it's wild.
Did you
Like,
see that video I did with the drone
Yeah.
shot? Like,
Yeah.
dude, it perfectly did a 3 acre, I don't know, what is that? 1,400 linear feet, diagonal, perfect. I was like, that's actually pretty dope.
Yeah.
Then I got the FAA called on me.
We've got the goods. If you're looking for one place to find all the gear, you need to jump on Ballard-Inc.com. With over 30 years in the industry and 23 years selling high-quality products, we've got your back. From mower gear, trailer racks, mower blades, safety gear, and so much more, you'll find everything you need to maximize your efforts and protect your gear in one place. And let's not forget about the new carbide tungsten gold blades that'll have you wondering why it took so long to get these to market. Make sure to use Brian's 10 to save 10% at checkout. We've got a bunch of new gear coming soon, so make sure you're following Brian and Ballard to stay in the loop. Head over to Ballard-Inc.com today and get geared up.
Did you hear that story?
Yeah, you told me.
Yeah, that was so stupid. Did you hear that story, Paul?
No,
Yeah, I got the FAA called on me because I flew my drone.
man.
My neighbors apparently have hated me for a long time.
Is that
Oh,
the
do you think
new-
it was your
new
neighbors?
property?
Has to be. Probably is that same neighbor.
That's at the 3 acre property?
Yeah. I did that video for Cub. A month later, I get a random email and very official looking, like, email and paragraph, like a couple paragraphs, like, it's the FAA, you're in violation, codes, this mess, and we need you to call us. And
See, that's one thing I like about living down south. I feel like
it's more chill.
when I go to where Jason lives, it's just like, I feel like it's like the 1960s or something. It's just like,
I was literally
want
thinking about that today because I heard some girl in the airport and she's like, hey, y'all, how y'all doing? And she's like giving her family hugs and stuff. I'm like, that's just not acceptable in Michigan. Nobody is nice like that.
That's what we want.
It's so, that's what I would love. Like Southern hospitality. Is that what they call it?
yeah. And it's in Alabama. It's not in Atlanta. Atlanta is, do not move to Atlanta. I'm trying to get out.
Are you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I was this close to getting out. This close.
Yeah. It's not the same way in Michigan, Ohio, Illinois. Like people like just run you over. Is KC like nice like that? Or was that you guys were Missouri?
It's. I
technically?
guess it would be like
Where
a
we
midway.
live, where we
between
live is
that.
nice, but like people, I don't know.
People kind of just stick to themselves. Like,
Yeah.
we have like one little grumpy neighbor that doesn't like our dog barking, but
Oh, she's
like besides that, like everybody kind of just does their own thing. I feel. But we would love a small town
oh
like
my
that. That's
gosh.
awesome.
I would love to raise my kids in a small town.
Every time I go to Jason's, I love it. Jeremiah lives 5 minutes down the road, but it's an awesome town.
That's
Like,
cool.
when you see kids that go like, yes, ma'am, yes, sir. Like, it's just a different,
That's
like, I
what we're-
want that. Like, that's respectful,
Like when little kids are like, my daddy says, like, you don't get that back at home. Dad, get the car. Like kids will like talk back to their parents. I'm like, geez, oh Pete's like, you know what I mean? Like down south, it's like you have a 25-year-old girl. My daddy always taught me to like, he's, a 25-year-old man talking about his 50-year-old daddy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you just do not get that back at home. Like,
Yeah.
like nobody has any respect for anybody up at home. It's ridiculous. It's sad. You know what I mean? Like, and you go down south or you fly into somewhere, like you said, down south, Paul, and people are so kind, so nice.
Even Nebraska's been nice.
Yeah. Actually, everybody here has been
Other
pretty.
than that guy, when we pulled in the back of that parking lot, that guy me mugging you.
Where? When? Just now?
No, when we pulled into the hotel and you wanted to turn left Remember we?
Oh yeah, he just stared me down.
That guy stared you down. And I was like, "Welcome to Nebraska."
I think he was checking out the Jeep. Honestly,
maybe. But everybody else, like, I was walking around campus, and they were so nice. I was like, "Hey, can I go down on the field and take a picture?"
Did you go to that stadium?
Yeah, they were having football practice. So he's like, "We can't." This guy was an older man, so I think he was still living in the 90s when they were good. So he's like, we can't show you our plays and stuff. Well,
who is this? The Cornhuskers?
Yeah, Nebraska Cornhuskers. So
that's their name?
Yeah, so they're literally on the field.
Wait, you saw them?
Yeah, the team was practicing, but the guy who thought like I was a spy was like, "We can't show you the plays." And stuff.
You work for the other teams.
Yeah, but I walked into the stadium and
wow.
I was just like walking like I'm going to go out on the field. He's like, "Can I help you, sir?" And I was like, "Oh, just trying to get a picture." He's like, "Can't do that. We're practicing." And
wow,
he was and Kalfas, has his GoPro, and that didn't help my case.
You had another Waco incident,
He's following me. What happened in Waco?
When you guys got kicked out of Chip and Joe's place.
Oh, yeah.
You roll deep in there, and then you guys got kicked out. It's like, you can't podcast.
I didn't know who Jeremiah Jennings was. I set up my Rodecaster. I gave him my headphones. I set up my camera.
Yeah.
And then the police came, and they were like, "Hey, can't do that here."
3 years later, we still don't know who he is. You know what I'm saying? Everybody bad. Jeremiah, I feel bad.
Well, I used to have no vetting, and then nothing against Jeremiah, but I had zero vetting.
So you let him on the show?
I let everyone on the show.
Yeah, including Jeremiah.
And including some other folks. And now it's like...
Wait, is that why I used to be on his show and I'm not anymore? Is that what it is?
Well, he figured if Paul doesn't let anybody...
House.
If Paul lets anybody on his show, Jeremiah lets anybody on his show.
No, me and Naylor came to your house, man, and Mr. Producer was like, "What is this?"
Dude,
because there's a pond behind us.
That's still like one of the funniest episodes ever, bro. Everybody had to pee.
Trickling water in the background.
For real.
That's so funny.
45 minutes, like the fountain. What do they call it? A pondless water feature?
No, it has a pond.
Oh, it is. It's a full blown.
It's just a pond with a water.
That was a good episode, though. Talking about the OG community with Naylor and you.
Yeah,
that was a good time.
And it's wild. Like the longer it goes, the bigger this. Everybody on social media, and like there's so many more people now, and we're just getting farther and farther away from that. So I like to talk about it.
Oh yeah, I miss it so much, man. 2013. I watched you before you had your beautiful wife Natalie, and you were playing pool in the basement. Your voice was cracking, and like I'd watch. There were so few videos that I'd watch them all. I'd watch every video you put out, every video Keith would put out, every video Stan would put out. Johnny Moe was my favorite.
Yeah.
Oh no, Greg Kid Chisholm was my favorite.
I was texting Johnny just the other day.
Yeah,
I told
I loved his videos.
I didn't know he's in North Pittsburgh area because I want to get over there. Yeah,
dude, is he still making content?
Like sporadic. He's like a Blake podcast.
Dang, dude,
dig going on here,
dude. Just killed.
It's good though when he drops it. It's
Johnny Moe.
It
goes for the jugular.
But like when I would see a new video, I'd be like, oh, because I worked midnight to 6 a.m. and I'd watch a whole Greg Chisholm vlog. I would like
4 hours.
No, I would. And the music. And then I'd see a new video from you or Naylor or Keith, and I would pump me up. I'm like, sweet. And I'd watch it.
I think that's the thing. It's like I can't even. I have no clue what everybody's doing because there's 1,000 people making 3 videos a day. It's like,
but it was also all original because like you were sharing your journey, Naylor was sharing his, Keith was doing his thing, Stan, Greg was just on Greg's videos were Mr. Beast like they were just amazing.
I agree.
And
you know what's funny? I like never saw any of that. Like legit. When I first hopped on YouTube. Or let me rephrase that. When lawn care content started getting suggested to me for the algorithm, it was you and Jason Ambro, a little bit of Top Notch.
Dude, he was like, he had the craziest footage.
Who?
Jason Ambrose.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
He had like the cinematic shots, and
he was doing review videos on said products. You know, like you said, with the cool shots.
Yeah,
but that's all I saw was Jason Ambro and. You had the drone year, like 2015, 16. All you did was film drone shots. And it was awesome. Beautiful properties. And I was like, because drones were brand new.
Yeah.
Like only 2 people on YouTube were using them, like you and Casey Neistat.
Yeah. Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like for real. And didn't you have like a buddy or did you have one that was filming?
Well, the first one, I had a buddy do it. And then I'm like, oh, I got to get one of these things.
Yeah, it was dope.
Yeah.
But that's all it was. It was you, Jason. I don't even remember Kalfas or Stan. I didn't find Stan until he had 50,000 subs maybe because I think
dude I remember Stan getting like 2,000.
Yeah, that's dope.
And I'm like, dude, how man, these guys are crazy.
He's at like 750 or 800,000 now.
So wild.
That's insane.
I remember Geek to Freak was at like 35,000, and it just seemed like he's a famous YouTuber.
Dude, it really did.
When I was like 30,000, I was like, oh my gosh.
But back in the day, compared to the size of YouTube, like,
oh yeah,
that was a pretty decent size.
That was
channel.
insane. Yeah,
and he would DM me on Instagram, and I would lose it. He would. I mean, I would just be like, oh my gosh, and he'd be watching hockey, and he just like kind of like Snapchat me, but it was on Instagram stories, and I would be like. And I'd open. I'm like, oh my gosh,
dude! I mean, it's so weird, like how we all connected with him, watching him eat like gas
Sneaky
station snacks,
sneaky snacks,
sitting in his truck for an hour talking about the day.
Sneaky snacks,
yeah, just
sneaky
sitting in
snacks.
his truck,
eating like whatever. I don't even know, but
I think
snacks.
I watched him for about 2 months, and then he said, "I'm done with YouTube." He said something. He did some videos. Like, you need to go follow Top Notch and Kalfas. And that was it. And then he like vanished. I maybe watched
but he was the number one YouTuber.
Yeah.
Literally number one for 10 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
Above Justin Bieber, Vivo, above anybody. He was the number one YouTuber.
Yeah.
For 10 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
Not in the lawn care videos, but in his other videos.
Dude, that's wild. That's really wild.
When I went to his house, he had gold plays. I think he had 4 or 5 of them. And then obviously he had a silver play for every gold play because I was adding them up. It was like 11 or 12. They were just sitting there.
That's awesome.
And I was just like, this is absolutely crazy.
Yeah. That's legit.
That's wild.
You have 75,000 subs now, I think I saw the other day. That's insane. That's awesome.
Dude, have you seen Mr. Beast's wall? Because they translate every video into like 10 different languages. Yeah. They have like 10 diamond play buttons, gold play buttons, silver ones. It's like
Daryl Leaves has like 40 gold buttons.
Really?
The YouTube channel coach guy, Daryl Leaves.
Yeah.
Like if you watch his live streams, his background is like, like it's kind of like dark and shadowed out, but it's like a whole wall. It's like 30 or 40 gold play buttons, which are 1 million sub channels. He owns like 40 channels that have 1 million subs or more. Oh yeah.
Wow.
But Greg shattered all the records because he had 13 billion views like before he turned his channel off. And that's another misconception. People think he got kicked off YouTube or nothing. He didn't. His channels are just privated because he didn't want to be in the limelight. I mean, literally Joe Rogan's talking about him. He's like, nah.
That's wild.
But he could turn it all back on if he wanted to. Like he showed me. He's like, look at it. I don't know if I should be saying this, but I'll just say he's misunderstood.
Yeah.
Have you had him on the podcast?
Yeah. Me and Naylor went to his house.
Oh yeah. Right before
he had his Geek to Freak shirt on. He opened the garage. I never met him before. He was my favorite YouTuber. So to meet him in person, this is like if someone likes Mr. Beast or Brian, they're like shaking like. I see
Nobody
guys.
shakes.
I see guys at GIE like that's Brian Fullerton.
Nobody shakes.
Yes, they do, dude. I saw him at Exmark. Grown men are all pumped up to meet you.
But remember when we were leaving Equip? Was it last year or 2 years ago? And we met those 5 Hispanic people, and I said I love tacos.
Yeah, that was funny.
And you were like, "How do you come up with this stuff?" I said, "Just I'm just called, man. It's just." I was like, "I'm just quick like that." Did you hear the story? I met these 5 Hispanic people. Super. I always say like I love my Hispanic friends out there because back at home everybody's got a Hector or a whatever Jorge. Yeah, like everybody wants a
Enrique.
Jesus. Yeah, an Enrique Jesus.
Cheque.
Is that one of your guys?
I had a lot of Guatemalan guys. Yeah, those
they're
are all real
dude,
guys.
They're insane work ethic back at home. I mean, like Liz, like, can we get big enough one day to have some Hispanic folks working for us? I'm like, that's the dream apparently. Like, because their work ethic up at home, these guys will work, dude, 14-hour days, 6 days a week, mandatory. Like, if not, like, I don't know how like the H-2B thing works, but like the big companies, like they will kick them out and send them home because they're like vetted. You know what I mean? And I don't know how all that works to be honest, but we're leaving Equip at like, you know how it shuts down early on Friday, like at 1 or 2 o'clock, and people kind of break down their booths at like 10, 11, 12. Like people are out of there, Right. So anyway, like there's like these 4 or 5 Hispanic people, and I'm not gonna do the whole story, but like there's like a son who was like 21, and then like the 2 parents and a bunch of people that didn't know a lick of English, and so like kid would say something, I'd say something, kid would translate it to the parents. There's like this delayed reaction. The parents would be like, oh yeah. I did this whole story on a podcast. Anyway, so like then like they would say something, I would say, so this like translation kind of like telephone game thing, went on for like, 6 or 7 minutes, and Paul and I are like trying to get up to the Vermeer booth, and like they said something, I said something, and then all of a sudden at the end I go, somebody said something about tacos. So I said, I love tacos. And they go, and he goes, and the guy goes, tacos. And they go, yeah, tacos. And everybody just started like little Chewbacca people, like, from what the Lord of the Rings, what's the little people, dude, the Ewoks. Like everybody were all like, tacos. It was the awesomest thing ever. And like this whole Hispanic family was like all screaming tacos. I'm like, tacos. I look at Paul, he's like, tacos. We're like, what the hell is going on? And the guy, it was just it was the worst. Not pandering, but it was probably the most racist thing I've ever done in real life. I was like, this is so stupid. But it was like they were the funniest people ever, bro. Like they loved it. Like, that's Brand's maintenance. All right, man. Peace out. And we walked away, and I was like, that was so awkward, but they loved it. Like they were like just being acknowledged. You know what I mean? Like because they speak Spanish, and it was like a language barrier thing, so it was difficult, but.
Going to Greg's house was
He's like just hardcore back to Greg.
No, dude, you don't understand how much that impacted me.
What's that?
To get to meet Greg in real life and go to his house.
So that time you went was the first time you met him?
Yeah, because I never got to meet him at GIE.
Wow.
I watched y'all's videos, but I had to work that weekend.
Yeah, I think the year we both went was his last year before. The year before that was his last year.
Yeah.
I never met him. I had a couple hour phone call with him, like a 3.5 hour phone call with him.
And we called you when I was live on my podcast with him to congratulate you for. We called you for something.
Yeah, I remember that because it went to voicemail. I called you guys back.
Yeah.
I don't remember what it was about, but he was really nice.
Well, I think you hit 100K.
Maybe.
It was 2020, fall 2020. I think you just got your silver play.
Yeah, I hit 2020 in June of 2020, I think.
We were calling you, but to calculate 13 billion long form views, this was before shorts now where you can get a lot of views, but he got 13 billion. That's long form views. And there's just amazing. And the thing is, when we were hanging out with him, this guys want to go shoot some videos. I'll help you. And so we go, and then he started his creativity. He was like, let's try this. Let's do this. Let's do this. And then he was literally running to try to get in more videos before the sunset. Like he was just back in like rear form.
That's awesome.
When you think about 13 billion, dude, that's wild.
Well, like Casey Neistat only has like 3 or 4 billion views, and he was like dominated YouTube for 2 years straight, like 800 daily vlogs without missing one. And I don't want to say only, but like did 3 billion views, which is insane. But imagine 5 times that, 6 times that.
Wild.
That's a lot, bro. Like, and he only dominated the platform, like you said, for I don't know, a year or two.
It was a 2-year run.
Yeah,
and it was
insane.
But he just went and soared to the top.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And earned. I mean, you guys know how AdSense worked. He earned a lot of money, and it's really really cool for him.
Yeah, but that is kind of like the inception or the whatever you want to call it, like the big bang of like social media for lawn care people, because like it was only him and a couple people making content, and it turned into other people making content, other people. Now you got 100 YouTube channels, 24 lawn care podcasts, conferences, like wild stuff, which. You'd wonder if any of that really would have materialized if it wasn't for...
And the Equip Expo trade show. We were talking earlier.
The meetups.
Corey Ballard was explaining to us it was going like this. Mm-hmm. And then, strangely, 2013 or 14, whatever it was, started to stabilize. Now it's record attendance. Mm-hmm. Why do you think that is? Well, I think it's our community. Mm-hmm. I mean, and you're a huge player in that, Brian. I'm not saying it's all... Greg, but
no, that's what I'm saying. Like if it wasn't for Greg,
and now like we make it cool to go to Louisville, and he made it cool to do lawn care. Like Johnny Moe was burnt out. Johnny Moe started watching him. He's like, man, this guy's having fun, cutting that grass, making that cash, and he like resurrected. Like this is a fun career.
Johnny Moe's like my contrarian, like he's like, well, I was watching somebody's video the other day, and he's like, I kind of like what he said, but I don't like what he said, but I like what he said. Like Johnny, what is it? But that's like his videos. Like he'll just. Not calling anybody out, but he's always like, well, that's not entirely true, but what is entirely true is this. But also, he's not wrong. But what I like to say is, I love Johnny Moe.
Yeah, I love Johnny Moe
as
well.
Funny. I text him quite a bit. Well, not quite a bit. But we would talk probably once or twice a year. But it's funny, like, when we start getting on the text thread the other day, we just started blowing each other up for like an hour. And then I probably talked to him again in 6 months. But he's a funny dude. But I didn't know.
I didn't know I've ever talked to him. Not in comments.
I got him on the podcast once. He's a good dude.
But Greg sent him a weed eater. I remember watching the video. Greg sent him a steel weed eater. Mm-hmm. And I just was like, man, this community is so cool. Like he needed a weed eater and Greg sent him one. I was just like,
Johnny Moe's like, if you tell him like, Toro's awesome or Ferris is awesome or Ferris sucks and or Toro sucks, he'll like fight you to the death about why it's not or why it is. Because he's very smart. Like he's a nerd when it comes to the equipment, believe it or not. So he's like, no, you don't understand how the Toro baffles work versus the Ferris baffles. And but like he'll fight you like tooth and nail. Remember some of those old videos?
Yeah, in his comparison videos, he'll set up the variables to be equal, and he
like it's like classic OG content. Do you remember G Packard? Do you ever watch him?
Oh yeah,
remember him? Was it Family?
Oh man, I would watch that guy go around and talk about how bad his employees are. I'm like,
my God. He was classic. Dude.
Is he not around anymore?
No. I mean, maybe. I actually saw him at a Quip last year.
Really?
Yeah, I got his card.
Really?
Yeah, he's like, dude. I was like, bro. I was like, you're one of the 4 people I watched like way back in the day with YouTube, and he had like a 8,000 sub YouTube channel, which
they were entertaining.
They were
videos.
Awesome. He would walk properties and just like rag on the customers, rag on the yards, rag on the customers.
He rag on his employees.
He'd rag on everybody, and nothing was off limits. He'd be like sitting there like just smoking and like vaping, and it was like vaping before vaping was a thing, you know. And he's got he had like a bunch of businesses. He had like a vape shop, like a tackle box, worm shop, you know, like get your, what's that called?
Like Chant?
Tackle bait, you know, like, no, like, I don't know, maybe.
He had
like,
that sidekick.
Sidekick?
He had some like assistant manager guy that'd be in the video and he'd start making fun of that guy.
All I know is he had his purple overall shirts, you know, or cutoffs or whatever. But I saw him at a Quip last year. He came to a Quip. He was super. Well, it's funny because like I hadn't seen the guy on YouTube for 6-7 years, and I went up to him like, "Holy crap, I don't even know his name."
G.I. Packard.
G.I. Packard. Is that his name? Like, what's his name though? Gary? You know, I don't know. So I go up to G. Packard. I go, "You're G. Packard." He goes, "Hey, Brian." And I was like, that was even more freaky because I was like,
"Oh my god!"
I was like, "Dude, he knows my name." I was like, "Dude, that's awesome." I'm like, "Bro, you're like one of the 3 people like I watch videos of. That's why I started my YouTube channel." I was like, "You, Ambro, and B&B," and he's like, "Well, that's awesome, dude." He's like, "Dude, you're killing it, man. Awesome." Like, you know, he said some nice things, and who knows? He probably doesn't even watch my channel or know who I am. But he was like, but it was enough for him to know my name, and I was like, that's kind of cool. So, yeah, he's still out there doing something. Probably got a vape shop somewhere. You know, was he in Minnesota or something, right? And then he had like,
I thought he was in Florida.
Yeah, Wisconsin,
he's got a Florida,
and then Florida. The videos I was watching, he was down in Florida.
Yeah, I remember him moving to Florida, doing something in Florida, but. Natalie's like, who's G Packard?
Dude, it's so weird though because like these are people that I watched
we were kids
when I was a literal like I don't know 14, 15 years old.
Yeah,
dude, like I had no clue what the world was. Like,
yeah, like not to interrupt, but like I'm doing the teenager tour thing right now, the Law Entrepreneur series, like 6 teenagers highlighting their success. Every one of these kids are studs. They're like 18, 19, like doing $250,000, $500,000, $1 million. Like you were like watching G Packard open up like vape shop and like rag on his people, and
right.
You know, we say that with love, and like Geek the Freak is like, you know, doing fitness videos, then talking about his braces, and I'm like, what is going on here? Johnny Mo's like, Ferris is the best mower brand. If you don't like that, you know, suck it. And then like it was just like a weird ecosystem back then. Top Notch was like, you know, I like these trailer racks, and if you don't like these trailer racks, you know, whatever. The other trailer rack brand sucks. And I was like, it was just funny. Like, I don't want to say like low value because everybody was doing the best they can, but it was just wild. Like you just watch.
I just honestly don't think anybody even knew what was happening.
No.
I was literally making I was just trying to stripe yards, bro. Like,
right.
I didn't know what I don't know. I think I was trying to make my yards look better than Greg's because I watched Greg every day of my life.
Okay.
And I'm like, let me show him my stripes, dude. Like,
wow.
When you're talking about a 4-hour video, like, you know, like
he had a 4-hour video, or you had a 4-hour video?
Dude, he used to make like 4-hour long videos.
I'd watch the whole thing. I'd watch the whole thing.
Of his whole like week.
What?
Yeah.
Was it a compilation or something?
It was just his whole week. Like,
okay,
him eating snacks and like, you don't understand. Like, you see him in real life and it looks almost like have you ever got that when you meet somebody? Like the first couple times I met Brian, you, Keith, you're like, that's not exactly what I imagined them to look like in real life.
Yeah.
Like it's almost like weird.
Like you have this
like
different
ghostly
image.
Like
of who this person is.
This is your invitation to Entrepreneur Academy Live 2023 in Novi, Michigan, Saturday, November 11th. The lineup is power-packed. You won't want to miss miss it. Learn from incredible speakers like Leroy Maines, Keith Kalfas, Caleb and Brittany Allman, Sam Gimble, Weston Zimmerman, and Jeff Joyner, just to name a few. Tickets are on sale now at the early bird registration price of $197. And hurry, because seating is limited to just 300. Now through August 31st, purchase the whole ball of wax and receive a free ticket to LAL 2023, a $200 value. Once you purchase your ticket, you'll be added to our private Facebook group where you can network with other attendees, get access to the discounted hotel room block, and get the inside scoop for the Friday night party, brought to you by Kohler. Thank you to this year's sponsors, Exmark, Sure Track Trailers, Yard Book, and Boss Snowplow for helping to bring this incredible event to life. We can't wait to see you November 11th, Novi, Michigan, at L'Entrepreneur Academy Live 2023. Get your ticket today at l'entrepreneuracademy.com or use the link in the podcast description. L'Entrepreneur Academy Live.
4 hours every week watching somebody's you're committed to their life. You know, you're
That's awesome.
intrigued with them, you know?
Yeah.
And I don't think he knew what was going on. I don't think anybody watching it was like, I like him. I like his personality. I'll just watch it.
Weren't you a big Roman Atwood person?
Yeah. Yep.
I don't know anything about Roman Atwood. I know the name.
That's so wild, dude.
It really is. So that's
when
why
I'm like 5 years of my life, I watched him every day.
Well, that's what I was just saying. Like, you were so, like, I remember you saying on
Invested.
a podcast. Yeah, you were invested in his life. And I'm like, I have no idea who that is. And I'm sure I was watching different people and you were watching different people, but it is kind of crazy how engrossed you get into people's life and family vloggers or daily vloggers or, I don't know if you guys are still listening to the show for like the 6 of you left that have listened to all this because it's not lawn care related really, but it's like you get so entrenched with these people on YouTube, you know, and social media. And you're like, it's weird because sometimes you meet them in person and like I'll meet somebody and they're like, dude, like, how's the house? How's crew? How's that? How's the kid? How's the camper? And I'm like, how do you know so much about me? And I don't know who this is. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, respectfully, I've never met this person before in my life. Like, hey, I'm, you know, Bob and Tammy. We're from Kansas. I'm like, nice to meet you guys. Like, dude, we love everything, you know, what you guys are doing. I'm like, thanks. And I mean, people feel like that way about us. And then I feel that way about other people, you guys. I mean, I try to keep up with what people are doing and I'm like, dude, that's exciting. But it is kind of crazy, isn't it? Like, you've never met these people. Right. But you're just watching them on YouTube, like whatever that is. But like, you're like, when they get a new car and like they cry and then you start crying for them. You're like, what is going on right now? You know? So I don't know. Is it kind of funny?
But it's like if you watch like Greg or Roman Atwood, like they were the OG people that like could actually influence and they weren't trying to be influencers. Do you know what I mean? Like I would see Roman like I don't even know an example, like eating something and I'm like, oh, I kind of want to eat that now because like my friend that I watch every day is, you know what I'm saying? Like that's influencing to me, but not just some guy that got into it trying to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just not the same relationship.
That is true. That's funny. This is just a funny story. Like I don't know why I'm sharing this thought, but when I was at one of the company booths, one of the marketing people was like, dude, I watched on your Instagram story you bought Honey Nut Cheerios. And he's like, I don't know why, but that day I texted my wife and I told her you buy some Honey Nut Cheerios. He's like, I've been eating Honey Nut Cheerios for the last 15 months because of you.
It literally is like that.
You did that with me when I was pregnant. You posted like some like Frosted Flakes or something.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch or something probably.
With Brian, it's like Olive Garden, Buffalo Wild Wings. Like, I want all of this.
But seriously, I remember when I was pregnant and I went and I bought that cereal and I ate it because I wanted it.
Well, the guy was like, he was like the marketing guy or somebody at the company. And then he brought somebody over and like, dude, I know his content works because let me tell you the story about me buying Cheerios for 15. And I was like, I mean, I guess like, thanks for the credibility, you know, like it's like a weird way to like he's our guy, you know what I mean? But I was like, I mean, I'll take anything. I'm like, people talking good about you to other people is always a good thing. But the guy's like, yeah, I've been buying Cheerios for 15 months because of Brian, because him and his wife went to Kroger and bought Cheerios. And I'm like, yeah, influencer marketing's where it's at.
I don't buy Honey Nut Cheerios, but every time I walk by and see them, I think about you. Like
really?
Every time. Every time I see them.
Hey, you know, shout out to Honey Nut Cheerios and who is that? Kellogg's?
Where's that check at, dog?
Yeah, no, I know, like holler at your boy. But it's weird, like I'll do a YouTube video. You've done the YouTube videos and somebody will comment like, in the back seat's like a Milwaukee drill that I haven't opened up yet, you know, or something that I bought or maybe thankfully somebody sent. And they're like, hey, how do you like that Sawzall in the back seat? And I'm like, I'm like, it's like, just like you can barely see like the box, and they're like asking about it. I'm like, how did you even see that? It's like the video's like 5 ways to get new customers in lawn care. And they're like, the comments, hey man, great video. How do you like the Sawzall? And I'm like, how'd you even see that? Or like, hey, where'd you get your shirts? Or it's so weird to me. Like this, dude, we had nothing like this 6-7 years ago. It was like prehistoric.
You know what I think it is? Like, for me at least. Okay, let's say the most recent example is I was watching Mr. Beast's video.
Yeah.
And like, there's so much to learn from that. I love him. Like, dude, literally sometimes I'm like, I get teary eyed. I'm like, dude, like
really?
When he's helping 1,000 kids like walk or in or hear, it's just like wild. Like, it's like, a YouTuber did that? Like, how is that possible?
You should give 1,000 trimmers away.
I would if I could, bro. I would.
Honey, what's the Honey app? Like, hey,
Honey,
sponsor us, and I'll give it all away too.
But like, I want to know, like, what's his daily routine? What computer is he using? Like, what are those lights in the background? Like, if you see somebody doing what you want to do or being successful or happy, like Roman Atwood, they just live in a house. Back in the day, I mean, now he has a helicopter, which is kind of dope.
Yeah, the helicopter?
Yeah.
Oh, that's dope.
But
is his name Roman?
Roman, yeah.
Okay.
But it's like they were a happy family and they whatever. And it's like I kind of want to be like them, so maybe I want to try what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he's a helicopter though. Like he'll post videos on Instagram. I showed
just
Natalie
watched one last week. He like flew to a concert, a fair, yeah.
They flew in.
Oh yeah.
Walked to the fair, did the thing, and just flew home. Yeah. I'm like, whoa, that's kind of cool.
Absolutely. I've seen people back at home that do that. Like, so it doesn't blow my mind that you could do that. It's just like cool that he has a helicopter. Like, mission accomplished. That's freaking dope.
I can't believe the laws. Like, there's just not a lot. Like, you get your license, and then that's
what I'm saying. Yeah,
you kind of just go anywhere you want.
Get in where you fit in.
And he's like, it's just wild. Like, it's a whole new world. Like, no traffic. You just fly there. You're there in a couple minutes. It's wild what can happen, dude.
You gonna get one? That's on my to-do list for sure.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
dude.
It's not even. I'm gonna land it right in my backyard next to my troublesome neighbors. Man, if they don't like me now, they have seen nothing.
You're gonna
yet.
have all kinds of emails from the FAA, dude.
Yeah. But whatever. God bless them. It is what it is. It is really kind of crazy though to me. Like, I got to go full circle to like the stuff that we were watching and we were all doing, and we were all doing the best we could, but we also weren't trying to do anything. It was just showing our life.
Yeah.
It wasn't trying to, and I still really don't have any like ulterior motive with our content. Like, other than just kind of be consistent and have it there and, try to encourage people, I guess. But it's not like some master plan to like get to 1 million subs or to take the podcast to top 5 or, I probably should have some goals like that. That'd probably be healthy, but it's not like we're trying to specifically do anything or target anything with our content. But it is kind of like crazy to see how all the content started originally, which was just like, here's what I'm doing. What are you guys doing? That's like, seems like to be the theme back in the day. And nowadays you have like dedicated videos from companies or brands or people or like, again, 5 ways to make more money in lawn care or what a bookkeeper does, like very intentional content.
Yeah.
But like, it was like the wild, wild west. It was like, what was ever before the wild, wild west? It was like just uncharted territory.
Yeah. Like for me, dude, I was a kid. Like I was literally told probably 3 or 4 years in that there was even a thing of influencer marketing. I didn't even know that was. They're like, well, you influenced me to buy 4 Skags. And I'm like, that's wild, actually. Like, that's cool.
Yeah.
But like, I didn't know that. Like, I didn't even know that was I had no clue. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't know people would make a decision like that off of watching my videos. But at the same term, I was doing it watching other YouTubers. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's so weird.
Well,
dude.
I mean, I didn't even know of Skag until I saw you. I didn't know of Ferris until I saw Alex Nickens. Maybe I was dumb. Maybe I was naive. Maybe I was just, didn't know what I didn't know.
Well, you pretty much know what your local dealer has.
That's about it. Yeah. Your worldview is, your town.
Right.
Well, like, did I ever tell you the story about, I talked to somebody at Skag about how many mowers you sold for them and what they like quantified you? Like, they said you were like if you were a dealer not a dealer, a distributor that you would have been like their third or fourth largest distributor. Like if you were distributor / dealer, like that's how many machines you had moved for them. Like they were able to somehow quantify it. Like that you had moved like, $5 million of machines or something like that.
Dude, it's so
Did you
wild.
ever say that story? I talked to somebody.
I never
high
heard
up.
that story, and nobody ever told me that.
No, but you never got a check.
I never got a check.
Check it.
Check A is my employee back in the day.
Yeah.
No, never saw that 5 million. I
You didn't get your 3%?
I kind of just got.
Yeah.
Well, here we are. I got a couple
Exmark.
free hats.
We're at
and
Exmark
we're
today.
here at Exmark. So
Dang, that went full circle.
that 5 million is somewhere, but it's not here, bro.
Oh my gosh. and it's wild though too, because some people will think, making YouTube millions, and I'm like, bro, I wish, right? Like you got 1% or 3% on something.
When you're, dude, like, but if you sell a mower for somebody and there's not, where's the money come? It's not coming to you.
No.
It's nowhere. It's at the dealer, then it's at the company. Like they're not going, let's go talk to Brian. Like,
yeah.
Heck no.
I always say, like, ironically enough, if you think about all of our content, and this is like a different vantage point to look at it, but like if I ran my social media like a business, which I do, I actually don't get paid on the number 1, 2, and 3, and 4 thing I sell. I don't get paid on mowers, trimmers, blowers, and edgers. I've never made a dime on mowers, trimmers, blowers, and edgers. That's the number 1 thing we sell all freaking day.
Yeah.
Instead, I have to share about which is fine. I love it. Cujo or Ballard or Equipment Defender, or everybody's got their brands, which are all great products. But like, how many Exmark mowers, has Julio Tomei sold in the Pacific Northwest, the aluminum 30-inch or the Staris 33 or 34, whatever the heck he's got. Like, he's sold dozens and dozens because he's got a totally different climate up there. How many Skags have you sold? 5 million. Like if you got 1%, I don't know what that is. Probably 500 grand, maybe 10% would be whatever, 50 grand, even if 1% came your way.
Right.
Like you didn't get that check. And not that you're supposed to or whatever. It's not exactly how it works, but it could work that way. And you have, but it's just really funny. Like we actually don't get paid on any of the core stuff we actually promote, which is funny.
And I can't imagine like the people that make content, like how much has been influenced to buy
billions.
Not even trying. Like we're not saying like, we're too cool, but like it's just how it is. Like when I watch people, I buy what they have
all the
time.
time.
Just how it works.
And I use their links all the time.
Yeah.
People are like, you're plugging your links or your Amazon link or your code. I'm like, I'm so grateful for like influencer marketing, if you want to call it, in general. Listen, I buy we just bought a camper. We went to General RV, but before that, we spent like $400, I think it was bucks on Amazon, and it was all from YouTube videos we were watching in our bedroom with our kids, and we were all just watching camper review videos. But like our surge protector, our water filters, whatever, just the basics. And we just went on Amazon, boom, 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 boom. Number 1 bestseller. Yep. We just saw that video, and I wouldn't have known of any of that existed if it wasn't for YouTube or Amazon or influencer, whatever you call it, So I'm exceedingly grateful. I mean, here's always my big takeaway with influencer marketing, because some people like rip it, like, you're selling out. And I'm like who would you rather believe? LeBron James promoting Kia or Blake or Blake Albertson promoting the mower that he's got 1,200 hours on, that he's personally stripe launched?
I bought a Kia.
You're gonna buy the Kia?
I bought a Kia. I'm Northeast Ohio.
Jesus.
Where everything is earned. Case in point is Mr. Beast with Feastables, Logan Paul with Prime.
Dude.
These guys are using their influence, and they're selling chocolate or energy drink.
Sure.
And they're competing with
50 Cent sold vitamin water for I think a 400 million.
Yeah, but he was an influencer more from like the previous generation. But the top guys in our generation, you've been to Logan Paul's house, Mr. Beast, Feastables and Prime. The sales on those are outrageous. Yeah. We're just in the second inning with all this stuff. Like the marketing people that are in college right now that are coming up through the ranks. This is like common sense to them, and over the next 10 or 15 years, like it's going to all shift and you guys are on the right path.
Well, I similar point but different, and we can probably button it up because it's getting late.
Yeah, I got to go to bed, but y'all can keep going.
Well, no, I was saying it's getting late. We all got to get up early in the morning, but I heard somebody say just the other day, like star power for opening up a movie in Hollywood, it's kind of reduced down to Tom Cruise and Chris Pratt. Right? Like, I don't care about any movie, what are they called? Actresses. I don't care about any of them. Like, I never really did keep up with anybody like that. But like even post-COVID and all the political stuff and everybody sharing their opinion, and you're like, I don't care about that actor anymore. Like your favorite guy, El Pacino, whatever, and you find out somebody is like a raging this or raging that, different side of the spectrum of political opinion, right? Or whatever. And you're just like,
good save there.
Yeah, right. And you're like, I don't like that guy. I don't like this guy or that girl. But it's like, I think Hollywood, it used to be like, oh, what are they wearing? Or what's the red carpet? Or what fashion brand? Or what clothing brand? Or, whatever happens in Milan for fashion or something like that. Now it's like, I think a 24-year-old girl, on Instagram with 35,000 followers has more, you know what I'm saying? Like a personalized connection to make a suggestion about another girl getting some shirts or clothes or shoes or hats or whatever, handbags, than like some of the A-list celebrities, do. And there's 10 times the credibility, 1,000 times the credibility. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't know. I don't have a huge point there other than like, it's so like deregulated.
I feel crazy disconnected. Like we haven't been to a movie in 5 years.
Yeah, no, us either. Literally.
Like I don't know who's in what. I don't know a movie.
Hold on, time out. Ironically enough, the last one I saw was Tom Cruise in Maverick 2, or what's it called? Top Gun 2.
Okay.
That was the last one I saw in the last 4 years.
Yeah.
And it was a sweet movie. And by the way, it was American. It was like patriotic. It was fun. It was a popcorn flick. There was no politics other really in it. It wasn't like any agenda, quote unquote. It was just a good.
Oh, that's rare nowadays.
That's what I'm saying. And it did like, a huge box office.
Yeah.
But again, Chris Pratt or Tom Cruise. It's not like Will. You don't even want to go see Will Smith anymore.
I just don't think teenage.
You know what I'm saying?
I just don't think teenage. Like I don't think people or kids or. I think it was like a 2000s, 90s thing. Like people are watching Mr. Beast and YouTubers. Like,
yeah.
If I need something, the first thing I do is go to TikTok, type in what I need, find the top video, and buy it. Right? Seriously.
Wow. What do you normally look at or looking for? Like mom stuff or makeup?
Kid stuff.
Recipes.
All
of everything we eat is from TikTok.
Wow. What's your go-to app like hierarchy? Like, do you like TikTok and then Instagram, then Pinterest? Like, what do you guys?
I used to do Pinterest. I don't do Pinterest anymore. I really just like TikTok. I don't know,
Is it because of like the type of content you're getting?
It's just easy to search. Like I search what I like I needed an outfit for a concert.
Yeah.
And so I went to TikTok.
For the Taylor Swift concert. We get it. You and Jeremiah Jennings.
No, Blake went to Taylor Swift, not me.
I did. I did go to Taylor Swift.
All right. We'll just edit that out. Okay.
He went with his mom. It was sweet.
You took your mom?
Yeah.
That's cool, actually.
It was sweet.
Yeah.
But seriously, I went country concert outfit, found it, ordered it.
That's it.
And I don't know, like I used to go to Pinterest, but Pinterest got too hard.
Okay.
To find things.
That's cool.
I go there for news. Like
TikTok?
Like if something happens, okay, something everybody's talking about, I'm like, what is this? The submarine thing. The first place I went to was TikTok. And it's like, 30 seconds. All right, we know what's going on. That's it.
Okay.
Like quick. I want quick.
Mine was Corey Ballard because he sent me like 5 different memes in like 3 minutes. They're all horrible ones. But they're all good. So Corey Ballard's my news source. If Corey Ballard or Nick Carlson are shooting me text messages about something funny, then I'm like, this is good stuff. Those are my go-to, my ears to the ground. They don't text you?
Not news things. No.
Corey Ballard sends me stuff all the time. Him and Kaz.
Yeah.
His media guy.
Yeah.
I'm in a group chat with them and Leroy Maines. They're hilarious.
That's awesome.
Yeah, like that can't be shared. That's a wild group chat. I don't know. So TikTok, what do you use?
I mean,
are you a TikToker?
I still watch YouTube a lot.
Yeah.
I love YouTube. I watch Zero TV. We never put cable in our house.
No. We haven't watched TV in decades.
We don't have the TV running. Like,
I'm curious if you guys listen in, like if you guys watch on YouTube, podcast, TikTok, Pinterest. So like we're getting into the interior of the home, and it's a lot more intimate than we thought, and more intricate, I should say, than we thought. Like paintings or not painting, but wallpaper, paint. You know, your cabinets, your vanities. Like it's a lot of coordination. Like you have to have a good eye. We've been living on Pinterest for a year and a half now, especially the last like 30 days because we have to start making selections for the interior. So we've been big on Pinterest lately. Liz specifically, she's got like 1,000 saved. What do they call it? Like a board or something like that, or Pinterest board.
What do you use?
I like Instagram Reels, probably YouTube Shorts.
Okay.
Yeah, because I feel like YouTube Shorts, the algorithm does whatever, but like all my stuff is like current events and current podcasts and current topics and motivational business stuff. I like scrolling on Instagram Reels, going down the rabbit hole, and you're different. Like sometimes you get on different rabbit holes. Like sometimes it's like all funny stuff, sometimes it's all parent stuff, sometimes it's all house stuff, sometimes it's all business stuff, sometimes it's all lawnmower people stuff, which is great. But yeah, I spend a lot of time on Instagram. Probably Instagram and YouTube Shorts are my go-to. If I have like spare time, I'll watch long format YouTube like on desktop. But usually it's because I'm multitasking. Like I'll have a video going in the background that I'm editing, or sending out invoices or doing end of month or something, and I'll put on a video like in the mini player.
Here's something weird. I don't watch YouTube on a computer. I watch it on my phone.
Are you a mobile guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, sure. I watch a lot on my phone, but you don't watch anything on desktop?
Not really.
No.
I really don't use a computer that much unless I'm editing a video.
Oh, okay. I spend quite a bit of time on my desktop.
Really?
Yeah. Like if I had to quantify it, I'd say, dude, 80% of what I do still is on desktop.
Wow.
In terms of like, I wonder if it's like an age thing. Like,
dude, my whole life is on my phone. Texting, email,
sure,
phone calls, and our CRM.
What about you, Paul?
I just checked. YouTube's number 1, Instagram's number 2, TikTok's way down there, Facebook's not even on there. So I just looked at the stats on the screen time.
Oh, yeah. That's cool.
Yeah.
What is that?
So if you go on your phone, you all have iPhone?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you want to do this.
Well, let's do this real time. Last exercise.
All right,
Everybody,
do this. Everyone get out your phone.
You guys all listening in. Park the truck.
Click on settings.
Park the mower. Hold on. Go slow.
Settings.
iPhone settings. That's the gear.
Screen time.
Well, I don't even know that's it. Okay, right there. It's like second category down, screen time.
What's your time?
Now you can do. Are you on daily or weekly?
Daily.
Daily.
You click on see activity and do day.
What's your time?
7 hours, 34 minutes.
Dang.
You're on your phone 7 hours and 34 minutes a day.
What's yours?
7 hours, 48 minutes. What's yours?
No, Natalie, what's yours?
3 hours and 30 minutes.
That's pretty good. I'm on 6 hours and 30 minutes.
And then what's your hierarchy of?
But mine says up 27% from last week. So I'm really only on my phone probably 4 or 5 hours a day.
But what's your? It puts it in order. Of apps you use. What's your first place app?
YouTube.
Is that see all activity?
Mine's TikTok.
Yeah. Let me see.
Hey, you weren't lying, girl.
Well, Facebook, then TikTok.
Now, okay. So,
but like, I also don't really get on Facebook. Like, my gym has a Facebook group, so I do that. But
wait. So yours is Facebook?
Yeah.
How much hours a day is yours on Facebook? This is really interesting.
Oh, hang on. That's for the
You're under the see activity, Paul?
38 minutes.
Yeah.
That's your highest app, and that's Facebook.
Yeah.
Okay. What's number 2?
Mine is photos.
Okay.
I want to see. Our kids like to watch.
Yeah, our kids look at pictures.
What's yours, Blake?
Mine's YouTube. 2 hours, 20 minutes
a day.
Well, that was today, and we were listening to music, so I'm guessing that's probably what it was. But.
I don't know about that. That's for. Is it?
do it for the week. Do it for the week. If you go to the week,
let's go to the week. Let's go to the week.
So it gives you your daily average. My daily average is 8 hours and 26 minutes.
This says I spend an hour and 42 minutes.
Dude, you talk on your podcast about getting off your phone.
How much is it?
All the time.
That's because I'm convicted about this, and this is what makes me mad. My Bible's underneath TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. My goal is to get my Bible one above those ones.
I'm you and me both, dude. My daily is 6.5 hours. This is really weird. My messages are number 1.
Really?
Yep, my green text message. I have
that's my third place.
3.5 hours, 3 hours and 5 minutes a day on on my text messaging, and I text and coordinate like you wouldn't believe. You know, like people, companies, everybody. Like I'm a networker. Like when I say like I shoot 80 to 100 phone calls a day, 100 emails a day.
Actually, if you scroll down, it tells you exactly how many you do a day.
No shoot.
Yeah.
Your network is your.
I'm on 51 minutes of Gmail a day. Wait, how?
Just scroll all the way down and it says how many messages.
And it tells you how many messages. Like I sent 31 messages today.
I sent 284's daily average, 213 DMs a day. When I tell people get 200 DMs a day, people are like, oh, you're just making shit up. You sound cool. I'm like, I literally spend all day talking to people. So people like, I get on the, Paul, you say post and ghost. And I'm like, that's adorable. I could never post and not answer my DMs. I get 200 a day. And to me, that's business. I'm building relationships with people. It's not like customer service, but I answer people all the time. People are like, dude, you're the only one that ever responds to me. You guys get that too. But it's like,
no, I get my robot response now and people get so mad.
Well, I got 2 hours and
I did message you once and it's like,
how can I help you today?
Yeah.
I hate that stuff.
Oh man.
My daily average is 284 text messages a day, 213 Instagram, whatever that is a day, and 116 emails a day. What's your email? Like, how many do you guys live on email or?
Mine's 55.
Natalie just laughed.
I'm 54 minutes a day.
No, that's not. No, go all the way to the bottom. Is that minutes? Or that's how many notifications. So I get 116 notifications on average.
I get 26
a day, bro. 116 emails a day. So Dan Martell's like, get an assistant to take care of your email. I mean, I'm probably spending 2 hours a day on email.
Well, look, it'll tell you.
How do you? I don't know. Shoot.
Unfortunately, it says I spend an hour and 54 minutes a day shopping.
On Amazon? Yeah.
I spend 51 minutes a day on Gmail. 3 hours a day on messages.
How much on Instagram for you, Fullerton?
An hour 40 a day.
Woo-wee.
What about you?
120.
Well, I'm answering 2 hours of DMs. 200 DMs. What are you doing?
Watching reels.
Jesus.
Oh, God.
If you listen to my podcast, this is what I'm talking about.
Bro,
because I've been looking at this and I'm like, I got to change my life.
This is insane.
This is the
revealing truth.
And people are like, well, how does it know that I like Chick-fil-A? And it's like, dude, you can look at every single thing.
Wow.
Why are you not building a business? This is where your time's going. Like,
well, I mean, I'd say 80% of my stuff is business creating activities. Like I'm not on Instagram. If I'm shooting 200, if I have 210 DMs and I spend a minute a DM, that's on an hour and 40 minutes a day on the platform. I'm spending 45 seconds answering each DM. I'm only on Reels for 5-10 minutes. I'll go down the rabbit hole, but you can't answer 200 DMs a day and be on the platform for only an hour and 40 minutes a day. It's like a minute per message. You know what I'm saying? So like, not that it takes a minute. Sometimes it's just double tap or awesome dude. But
you know what I mostly do on Instagram is look at like the first
few
stories, and it's like Brian Green Industry Podcast, Growing Green, Keith. Like, like the people that are here, basically, and my buddies in the industry. And it's like, then it kind of loses me,
Because that's how it is for me too. Like I always see your story first, then yours, and then yours. And then
it's like,
I get like the top 10, 20s and I'm out.
Yeah.
That's so well. Liz always, if she has a story, she pops up
I love watching
first.
Liz's stories.
Yeah,
I tell her all the time, like, when I see your pink purple avatar, I'm like, I click it. I love literally watching your Instagram stories more than I even like talking to you on the phone or for real seeing you in person. Like I'm dead. Like that's how addicted I am to seeing her on stories because it's always so cute and pretty and fun and like
always so cute.
I'm like, I love watching your stories. I'm like, please post more stories. She's like, why? I'm like, I don't know. I just literally love seeing you. She's like, that's the weirdest thing I've ever heard you say. This is such a revealing exercise.
What makes me mad is I'm on TikTok 56 minutes a day, and my Bible's 27 minutes. So
on top of Instagram?
Instagram's on average is a minute, 1 hour, 20 minutes. TikTok's 56. So I'm wasting 2 hours a day of my life on Instagram Reels and TikTok.
Wow.
That's messed up.
I don't think there's a single person right now that would listen to this show that was honest with himself that wouldn't look at this and be convicted.
I mean, that's 2 hours
Besides
a day.
Natalie. Natalie's perfect. She's on Facebook. She checks in with all of y'all.
You can justify.
Then she shops a little bit.
Hey, I don't know if 2.5 hours of shopping is a good thing, but
that's why Blake's working 12-hour day. No, I was kidding. I got to make money for mama.
I'm spending over 2 hours a day on TikTok and Instagram. That's messed up.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not judging 1 ounce. I spend 11 minutes a day on my ring. Because we get like 20 packages a day from Amazon.
It's Amazon.
It's my door. It's the door shopping.
Yeah, that's funny.
Somehow Natalie's sending stuff to our house. It's the only way it makes sense. This is so wild. I spend an hour. It's impossible. Is this minutes? 168 minutes a day on the weather bug? That's got to be running in the background.
I think that's probably running.
Yeah, I don't even check that.
Unless you're just like crazy about weather.
In the winter, that's probably true. Because I hawk on snow. Me, Bedell, all my guys, everybody knows. We're all texting each other 80 times a day. Hey, when you going out? When's the weather? You know, do you guys do that over here? You guys don't probably get that much.
No, not as much as you guys.
But we hawk weather. I mean, like, I got 5 apps running like it's some stockbroker thing, you know?
Hey, I'm going to go to bed, y'all. I'm going to let you finish it out.
Are you feeling convicted after this?
Yeah.
Don't go back and start scrolling on the reels. Go read your Bible.
I'm going to bed. I am.
Those are rookie numbers. You got to pump that up.
That's been my goal, is to read my Bible more than I'm on social media. And
you brought us down this rabbit hole. So I didn't bring this up to make you feel guilty.
Well, it's the truth.
3 hours a day texting.
I'm going to take my
messages.
Hey guys, see you later.
Was that yours or is this one yours?
No, this one's mine. I put tape on mine.
You left one at a hype house because I have tape on one of mine, and I never put tapes on mine.
Yeah, mine has tape.
Well, dude, I got some black electrical tape on one of mine.
That's the one that was my favorite mic.
You can have it. I don't care. We'll trade.
But I left with.
Why is this one your favorite one?
Because I had that's like when I went on tour and stuff. I had good interviews with that.
So the electrical tape.
Yeah, I put on that so people knew.
Yeah, I randomly showed up in my bag. But you went home with 4 headsets. I went home with 4. Yeah. It's the same
thing. But I'm going to take my headset and go to bed. See you
Right,
guys.
Paul, hey, where can people find it if they don't know where you're at?
Reading my Bible. Where you'll find me. Oh, I'm kidding again. No, Green Industry Podcast.
Blah blah blah.
Green Industry Podcast. You can listen to my podcast.
We did a really good episode. I don't know when that's going to come out compared to when this is going to come out. But a couple shows before, a couple shows after, go to Paul's show and check out the one you did with
Kelfus
and Jason.
Good old Jason.
Yeah, and you went for an extra hour with Kelfus.
Yeah, after you left, we talked about how do you stay ambitious while also maintaining your marriage. And Jason and him went, and it was good.
That's a good topic.
Yeah,
I'd like to hear that.
All right. Yeah. You guys have a good one.
We will catch up with you.
When it comes to running a lawn and landscape business, there's always something to worry about. Are my drivers and crews doing their job? Are my clients happy? Are my trucks and machines safe? How can I make more money? Where can I save some money? With GPS Track It, you don't have to worry about it, because our software gives you a level of clarity and control over your business that you've never had. From real-time vehicle and asset tracking and optimized routing to efficiency reports and more, reach your fullest business potential. Call 866-845-1410 or visit gpstrackit.com/BrianLM to get started. That phone number and special link are in the show description. GPS Track It. Ballard Innovative Products is a full line of gear for the lawn and landscape professional, weekend warrior, or home and garden enthusiast. From mower gear, safety gear, trailer racks, equipment securement, equipment servicing tools, chute blockers, snow removal tools, and much more to make you efficient, effective, safe, and profitable in the field. Be sure to check out the Ballard-Inc.com website to help dominate and elevate your business this season. With over 23 years selling accessories and 30 years in the business, we're sure we've got something you can't live without. And new to 2023, we have the Hybrid Gold Blades. These are the most versatile, longest-lasting blades on the market. Check Ballard-Inc.com often, as there's new gear being added all the time. Don't forget to use Brian's 10 to save 10%. Stay safe and keep grinding. Ballard.
Thanks for taking the time to listen to the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast with Brian Fullerton. We hope you enjoyed this production. If so, please consider leaving us a 5-star review for the show. While the techniques and ideas presented here are designed to help you grow a more successful and profitable business, no one can guarantee these results for you. We want to emphasize that entrepreneurship is not easy, and the ideas presented here are just the opinions of Brian Fullerton and his respective guests. No one can guarantee success for you. That being said, we hope the ideas presented here help you and motivate you to go on out there and crush it with your own business.
Fullerton Unfiltered Podcast.
Thanks for listening, and we hope to see you on the next episode.
This has been a Brian Fullerton and Mr. Producer production.